back, and what we are keeping an eye on today is right now the tea prices, where we have seen more than 10% of a jump up in the prices in the month of July because the June production definitely seems to be slowing down. Prabir Bhattacharjee, Secretary General at Tea Association of India, now joins us on the show to talk further about that. Mr. Bhattacharjee, hi, welcome. What's your sense? Because the month of July really seems firing up. The latest data from the Tea Association, rather the Tea Board of India, shows quite a strong run up in the prices.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon to everybody concerned. You're very correct. The production in the month of July was muted since the North Indian crop were affected by the floods in the tea growing regions of northeastern India, that is Assam and West Bengal. But yes, so far as the prices are concerned, Manisha, let me report that yes, there has been a surge in the prices in the orthodox tea. You know that the orthodox tea does command quite a good price, and this year it has been better prices are being seen all around over there. And with the production base of 100 to 120 million kgs in the orthodox tea, the export figures seem to be optimistic for the tea industry. And there has been a surge of at least 75 to 100 rupees per kg in so far as the orthodox tea is concerned.
Okay. Also, Mr. Bhattacharjee, the rains have been quite erratic, and we have seen an impact across various other crops. How is tea dealing with it?
See, yes, July has been a very dismal month for the tea industry in North India. As you know very well, North India produces 80 to 82% of the country's production. So there has been a drop of at least 15 to 16% in the production of July 2022, against a crop of 158 to 160 million kgs for the month of July 2022. The crop figures returns has been only 143 to 144 million kgs. So there has been a huge drop in the month of July, and Manisha, one shouldn't forget that the production accelerates from the month of June to October. These are the period in which the maximum crop is harvested.
Okay. What's the kind of demand that we're looking at, and the exports as well, given the fact that India is one of the major tea producers here? What numbers are you working with on that?
Manisha, let me tell you one thing over there, that so far as the export figures are seen to be gauged. The export figures this year should be better than compared to the last year, in the sense that we are expecting an export of at least 225 million kgs for the financial year 22-23. So this is a welcome step, because you remember last time we fell back below 200 million kgs. So that's a good sign, good augury for the tea industry. The export should be up.
How are you also looking at the Indian demand itself? I mean, if you look at per annum growth, how do those numbers stack up?
Manisha, the domestic demand, is as I think I have told in these broadcasts in the past also, the domestic demand is very muted. It will be 1.5 to 1.75% for a domestic population base of 1.4 140 billion people. So the domestic demand is not picking up very much as one would expect over there. So therefore, the only redemption lies for the tea industry into hike up on the export figures. Now let me tell you one thing over here. Recently there was a meeting that was convened by the Ministry of Commerce. The Honorable Minister of Commerce, Piyush Goyal, he presided over the meeting in just a couple of days back, in which you see the export figures are the only bright spot that we are seeing over there. There is a target of $883 million for the year 22-23. And we are already, doing well in the sense that 9 to 10% there has been an increase in the exports vis-a-vis the last year. So that is one redeeming feature, one bright spot for the tea industry.
All right. Mr. Bhattacharjee, there's always a debate on whether India is a coffee drinking or a tea drinking nation. I mean, I think it really depends on what state are you talking within here. But are you putting that debate to rest? How are the numbers stacked up right now?
Manisha, I'll always put, there are very hard, I mean, the clienteles are very, in the sense they're very hard-boiled. So if there's a tea drinker, traditionally coffee drinkers are in the south of the country concerned, and the tea in North India. And then the variety of teas that you get all throughout the country. You go to northern India, you go to Punjab, or you go to Kashmir. The type of the tea that you drink and the type of the tea that you drink in the eastern part of the country
are all very different. I mean, I can tell you in the same house, people drink different kind of teas. But tell me, which cup is more expensive? Is it coffee or is it tea?
Well, I think the coffee would score it.
Okay.
Would score it. No doubt about that.
All right.
At least I don't have any doubt.
All right. I also want to talk about there are various categories of teas which have come into the market, from organic to green and white and black tea and etc. I mean, are all of these categories doing well as well? Because a lot of premium product commodities seem to be suddenly have picked up.
Yes, there is I think this is a good development that has taken place over there. There's more of an emphasis given by the producers on specialty teas. Now, the specialty teas could be, the purple tea, it could be the white tea, it could be whatever it is, But yes, there has been more and more emphasis that is now given on producing specialty teas. And the government of Assam has been supporting also, because they have announced subsidy for producing such specialty teas. Now one must remember that the bulk of the tea that is produced in our country is black tea or the CTC tea, whatever you call it over there. Orthodox is merely 10% of the whole production. So the market, if one has to be imaginative, one has to get a more price out of the consumer, then one will have to innovate, and these specialty teas are one way out.
Okay.